Okay, welcome everyone. So this is the answer video for your exercise number 2. It's all about Tokyo Manufacturing Company. Okay, again, like the first video, I won't be okay. Sorry for that sound. Okay. Like the first video, I won't be reading out the problem that I've posted in our classwork. So I'm hoping that you've read that one before and try to answer that one before watching this one. Okay, so this is actually about cost of production report. Okay. So again, I'm really hoping that you already have an idea of this one already. So it's faster for you to understand, or much easier for you to understand about this one. Okay, like any cost of production report, we'll first make the heading. So I'm just going to divide the screen into two, so I'll just proceed here first. So this is, the company is Tokyo Manufacturing Company. So this is under the molding department. Talking about the molding department, cost of production. Cost of production report. Okay, please to remember that if we're going to have quizzes or exams, please, and if I ask you in cost of production report, please remember this, this format, okay? So when we're doing cost of production report, we first begin with the quantity schedule, okay? So actually, the quantity schedule is your units accounted for. So unlike what I've said earlier, okay, I'm just going to underline this. So the beginning inventory is the beginning inventory of work in process, and then the started in process, this period, total units would be accounted for. Second is the transfer to finishing department. Okay. Finishing department because it has another department. Started. Okay, so this is actually the first department. Okay. This is the first department. Okay, and then we call this one the inventory ending. Inventory, work in process, total units to be accounted. Okay, so kind of pardon my handwriting, whether or not this is face-to-face or not. This is how my actually most likely my handwriting will look like. Okay, so so we're just going to put materials, labor, and overhead. So for this one, so that we will show the percentages of its completion if it's not yet complete. Okay, so the quantity is here. Okay. So beginning inventory, this is given. So this is 1,000. Started in process, this period is not given, so let's leave it blank for a while. So we don't have the total units to be accounted for. Transfer to finishing department is 9,200, and the ending inventory of units is 800 units. So therefore, the total units to be accounted for is 10,000. So it's just parentheses. So since we already have this one, we'll transfer it here. Okay. So that's 10,000 also. Oh, enough. It's like what I've said in the previous video. This should be equal at all times. So just 10,000 less 1,000. So that means that the total units that was started in this period out of the 10,000 was actually 9,000. Okay. So we've got that one. Okay. So, of course, how much of the ending inventory was finished already as to materials? Based on the problem, that this is 75%. And the conversion cost, remember, conversion is labor and overhead, prime cost is materials plus labor, so it only said conversion, is finished up to 25%, so that's 25% and 25%. The rest is 100% finished already. Okay. So, how about the units accounted for on per element? Okay. So, let's just have this one. So, equivalent transferred out. From here, that's 9,200 for materials, 9,200 for labor, and 9,200 for overhead. So, equivalent units in ending inventory. So this is the ending inventory. So this is 75,000 multiplied by 800. So that's 600, 25% multiplied to 800. So that's 200, and same with overhead. So you just add that one. So those are the total units to be accounted for. Total equivalents, I mean. Total equivalents on per cost category. That's 9,800. That's 9,400. And again, that's 9,400. So I'm going to pause for a bit. So let's continue. So after the quantity schedule, we're going to compute the, since there's shorter space here, so I'm just going to, I'm just going to number this one and then 2. Okay, so this is like first page, this is second page. Okay, so the cost charged to department. So label cost charge to department. Okay. In the problem, the beginning inventory of 1,000, the total amount, the relating quantity, the relating monetary value that is given in the problem. So just going to use this as beginning inventory. So materials, labor, and the total cost. Let's put on total cost. And then equivalent units. And unit cost. Okay. So for the total cost, that was already written, so that's 4,120, 522, and 960. So total for that is this one, okay? So that's 5,603. Okay, no need to get the equivalent units and the unit cost. Okay. So what about the cost added during current period? So again, that's materials, labor, and factory overhead, so again, this is given, so this is 39,980. Second one is 12,638, and last one is 18,779. Total of those three is 71,397. Okay, so that's the total for this. And the total cost charge to the department is, this is actually the sum of this one and this one, so that's 27,000. Okay, please keep in mind the proper labels. This will help you if there are multiple choices or if there are several requirements and you just need to present the answer so that you would know what answers you're going to write. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so the total equivalence for this one for the labor is 9,800. For both labor and factory overhead, that's 9,400. So the unit cost of each it asked is 450 and 1.4 and 2.1. So add that up, it's total of $8 because my problem is in dollars. Okay, so again, in order for you to get this one, you just divide this by this. That's how you got it. Okay, so let's go to the third one, the cost accounted for. Okay, so where am I going to write this? Okay, just keep it here. Cost accounted for. Okay, so let's first write, okay, this one. Transferred to finishing department. Work in process end. So that's materials, labor, and factory overhead. just going to pause for a bit, okay? So I'm back. Okay, so for this one, we'll add label. This is the number of units and the completion, so percentage completion, and the unit cost. Of course, the total cost. Okay. So, transfer to finishing department is 9,200. That is 100% complete already, and the unit cost of that is this one. So this one you're going to write here. So that's $8. So 9,200 multiplied by $8, that's 73,600. Okay. For the work in process and the total units is as follows: 800. Is there 800 units left? Percentage of completion is 75%, 25%, and another 25%. So the unit cost as computed. So this three we're going to write here. So those are 450, 1.4, and 2.10. So this is like, okay, for a while. You just, okay, but since there's no more space, actually I would prefer if the working process end would be computed separately here before you proceed here, but we'll just total it. So that's 800 multiplied by 75%, or that was 600 multiplied by 450, so that's 2,700. For the labor for the working process end, that's 800 times 25%, or 200 multiplied by 1.4, so that's 280, and 800 multiplied by 25% multiplied by $2.10 is 420. So when you add those up, the total accounted for is $7. So you're going to understand that you actually have a, what do you call this one? You'll know if you got the correct answer because this one and this one is in total. Okay. Now, if you're asked how much is the cost accounted for the work in process and inventory, then you just add these three. I guess the answer of this three is actually 3,400. Okay, so this report, like what I said previously, this one and this one should be equal. This point, this one and this one should be equal. These amounts will be used here. Okay, so this is in the case if the company is a first department. So molding department in this case is a first department. So get the hang of it on how this should be presented, how this should look like. This will give you this kind of report will give you a lot of answers, more or less. in the coming days, I will give an exam for this, and definitely you need to understand the cost of production report for you to answer. Okay, this is like a big formula, but it's also a report, so this is how it should look like, and those are the things that you need to check for you to know that you have went through the proper process. Okay, so that's it. I'm going also to give you exercises on a second department within the week. Okay, thank you, and that's it. Bye.